Hi, folks, and welcome to another episode of Ontario Permaculture. I'm Misty Murph'Ariens. First of all, I just wanted to say happy holidays to everyone. We're midway through our holiday season here in Ultima Thule, and now that the Christmas rush is past, I wanted to take this opportunity to chat with you guys for a little bit about Christmas. I mean, I'm talking about the holidays, winter holidays in general. We celebrate the solstice and many other um, holy days during the holiday season, but Christmas is really what I want to talk to you about. First of all, this is a permaculture station, so you might be thinking that we're talking a lot about gardening or natural building all the time, and those things are really important. But for me, coming from a background in anthropology, I really think that it's the culture that makes the scientific practices be used. And so for me, reflecting on cultural practices and how they interact with our everyday lives and how we can insert permaculture into those practices is a really fertile ground for me. Years ago, when we moved off the grid and sort of decided to start giving up consumerism, we found a few of the ordinary cultural practices of our North American upbringing to be incompatible with these desires. Yet we still wanted to keep a connection with tradition, with our family, with the past, and with all of our neighbors and the folks that we live with. So we started to find a path that is sort of a middle way in a way to celebrate the holidays. There is some stoicism and modesty that comes into it to bring it away from just outright consumerism. So we gave up overeating. So that was pleasant because I always wanted to be fitter and healthier, and that was an important part of that. We still really like to indulge in luxuries at this time of year. It's deeply traditional that even before Christmas was a thing, as the light wanes in the growing season, our mood can wane with that. So it's really important to do things that liven your spirit. So eating things that are in abundance because you've just grown them, or things that are special because you've been saving them all year round. This was an important thing that we kept with us, left off on the things that are just not good for our health and things that we, physically regretted eating later. The other thing is the gifting. Now, I am a gifter. Gift is part of my love language. But I also found in meeting with other gifters that too much is too much and it doesn't feel good. And that's not what the gifter wants. The gifter wants to make people feel good. So I started to realize that just gifting as much as I could was not really fulfilling my intention of making everyone as happy as I could help them be, and not bringing them what I wanted, which was to show them that I love them. So I am a crafter. I like to make things of all different natures, and any craft that I can take up and I have any skill at whatsoever, I like to practice. So in making handmade gifts and deciding to make handmade gifts, I thought win-win. We abstain from consumerism, and I also get to practice my craft and have a purpose for it. I think a lot of people who make things find that you can kind of hit the wall with being open to just, you can create anything because you don't have any purpose or direction with that. So you have these crafts you love, but you don't take them up because you only need so many needle points or knitted socks or what have you. But when you're making for other people, this gives fuel to your creativity. So I really love that aspect of Christmas. The other thing I really like that brings in a permaculture principle that I really would like people to consider is that the limitations of handmade things are a real benefit. They are natural checks and balances to how much is enough. So for me, it has been a challenge that when I'm crafting gifts for my family, particularly my children, that there's no possibility that I can do it all in secret, because I would never see them in the pre-holiday season if that were so, because I'm using every spare moment that I have to make things. So one of the nice things about making handmade gifts and dispensing with the secrecy is that the person who you're gifting to can see how much work you put into it. So that gives them right away an indication of how much love are you trying to convey with this thing. Also, how much do you love yourself and love your own betterment that you're practicing your craft and seeing you have difficulties and frustrations and things, all these things you overcome because you love the craft and because you love the person that you're crafting for. So that's a lovely thing about it. It it challenges the normal paradigm of Christmas morning, that it's like all these mysteries under the tree and what is it? Well, they get the reveal, and that seems to be enough for my family, and I'm grateful for that, because it really, I spend a lot of time on these things. I don't think everyone can necessarily make every gift that they give to everyone from scratch, and maybe not everyone has a talent for that. But I really do think that we could transition to gifts that are more consumable over the year, so that we don't have a buildup of things. So things that are like seeds or food or art or entertainment, things like that, that can be enjoyed and appreciated, but then can be used up through the year, so that you now have another niche. Most everybody makes something, and if you don't, you probably should, because it really is very fulfilling to make something, whatever it is. And whatever your passion is probably has an outlet for gifting, or at very least, almost everyone can write a little note of, saying how much you care. And that would be a way of getting the message across without having all of the stress and all of the wasted fuel and resources, and, as Grinch complains, all of the garbage in the landfill a month later, because nobody got what they wanted when they really could just go buy those things for themselves and things like that. I wanted to share with you guys a little taste of what we do for the holidays. I want to give people a door to go through. A lot of people, particularly mothers, are getting a little exhausted at the pace that the consumerism Christmas sets. And a lot of people are wanting to get back to the holiness of it, appreciating the solitude and introspection and worshiping of whatever your particular religion or special spirituality is at this time of year, and dialing in to natural rhythms rather than dialing in to the consumer push at this time of year. So I want to give people an opportunity of, this is possible. Other people do this. Here's some ideas of how to transition from what you might have been brought up with to something that feels more authentic to you, that feels more rewarding to you. And ultimately, my favorite thing about the way that we do the holidays is it really emphasizes the quality time with your immediate family, which is lovely. I also want to take this moment to say that to my extended family, whom I don't get to see very often anymore because I have chosen a stay-at-home homesteading lifestyle off in the rural countryside, that I love you all, and I do miss you all very much at Christmas, though I'm very glad that we can all celebrate in our own unique ways. And I would like to share that a little bit with you now. So without much further ado, I give you the holiday season as we see it here in Ultima Thule.
Eight more.
8 more cookies for Cody, Sam? Okay, you and sister can go get 8 more cookies. Just go on, sister. Go on, go get the cookies. I'll wait here. One of my most important holiday traditions is to be really active outside. Our lifestyle is pretty active already, but I find extra ways to get in more exercise and specifically outdoors to keep the mood up and to keep the body's energy high in a time when we are most likely to just hibernate. Another thing I make a strong point for the sake of my spiritual energy, is to notice the really beautiful things, even on the really gray days, to find the sparkle in the snow or to find the beautiful icicles. Being off-grid, we really notice the change in light, and the days are so incredibly short at this time of year. So we try to do what we can with the daylight that we have. The crafting season starts early for me because one of the first holy days during our holiday season is Aurora's birthday. With my personality type and my upbringing, and with so much to do, I am inclined to overwork and have many different projects on the go. However, my wonderful creature friends always remind me to take some time to just enjoy the season. In fact, I would point out that one of the major benefits to having animals in your permaculture setup, or just having animals in your life in general, is that they remind you to interact with nature, to not be afraid to just be out there in all weathers, and to have a reason to be drawn out there to care for them. In so doing, you get to collect data about how your plants and gardens are doing, which is something that you wouldn't be super compelled to do if it was just frozen ground to look at. Plus, as I stated in a previous video, to really feel like you have a purpose and worth in this world, you simply must socialize with poultry as often as possible. The creatures also remind me to not think of anything as waste, because they will appreciate even the spits and scraps that you have and consider them a wonderful gift. I apply this lesson in my gift making and my crafting, trying to look at things with the possibility of what can I find of value in this. So I repair beloved broken gifts and give them a new life. In fact, upcycling formerly broken items is the mainstay of my crafting. Recycled paper and cardboard are also wonderful crafting materials. Many of the crafts that I make are actually seeds of future experiences, like our homeschool books and activities. Recycled paper also makes wonderful wrapping, and reusable ribbons and cloth bags really add a beautiful touch without adding any waste or work. Recycled tablecloths make great wrappings for hard-to-wrap items. I find my kids really appreciate the simplest of things. This is a little wooden dowel that was slightly carved and then paper mache'd and painted. Felt items are really easy and quick to make and make a beautiful pop of color and are very tactile for kids. Even for the items that are more difficult to make, it's still beautiful to see the work in progress on Christmas morning. More than anything, for me, the holidays is about spending time with family, enjoying wholesome foods that are nourishing and warming, having fun, indulging in things that are unique to the season, and most of all, reflecting on gratitude for the gifts we've already been given.
I'd like to give a great big thank you to all of our viewers, to all of our patrons and supporters, to all of our GoFundMe supporters. Each and every one of you have been helping us along as we've been going, and we really appreciate it. And if you want to join that crowd of people, please join in the comments down below and find the links, and you can help support us in that way. We greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, happy holidays to you, each and every one of you, to everyone you know and love. May you have the best of New Year's, and may permaculture dreams all come true. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. May the merry bells keep ringing. May your every wish come true. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. May the calendar keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
Happy Christmas, Halloween.